What is going on? I'm Zedmod, also known as Anon Moose on the YouTubes. We're going to be using this account today, which is the Zedmod, spelled out phonetically. And the reason for that is because it has no trees. Your base layout is all important when it comes to the Hammerman fleet attack. So this base, when you have trees, they get in the way and they destroy your base and it becomes difficult and painful. So this base is the one I use for Hammerman's fleet. So what we're going to do is start out by pointing out in the weapon lab right now, we have, if you have a prototype building, you can click this arrow in the top left corner there to see which prototypes are available. As you can see, we have no flotsam, we have no hot pot, and we have no microwaver, which are the three that do the most damage, I think, especially when you get just hoarded and flooded by riflemen. So what we're going to do is see how many stages we can get quickly and easily, make a few modifications, but overall I am short on time on this one and I'm not feeling super good. On the plus side, hopefully you guys have lots and lots of gold from the Mega Crab, because gold is definitely a huge requirement for this. Unless you have a bunch of ice statues that are going to help you out, it all comes down to small tweaks, spending lots and lots of gold, and sometimes getting a little bit lucky. There'll be like that one grenadier just hucking potato mashers at your HQ, and then just like there's so much. You can actually have it where you use the exact same base 2 attacks in a row and fail the first time and succeed the second time. So a little bit of luck comes into it. Supercell in Boom Beach does rely on the RNG being the random number generator. And that is where the barrages go in random spots, as you've seen in my previous videos where I just can't get a good barrage. Hammerman also sometimes has his gunboat captain who has had too little sleep or whatever it might be, just missing on the barrage. So same thing, grenadiers can miss where they would have hit previously, but so far we're flying through the stages. The damage amplifier is clutch. As you can see, 56 minutes left. So you can use, I used this damage amplifier on my video last week. That's why I recommend getting at least a level 2 prototype from the weapon lab. If you get level 1, you're not going to be able to use it in the next week. So use your Hammerman fleet sometime in the middle of the day. Right now, task forces are going to be absolutely jam-packed with intel. There's warships just started. Mega Turtle just ended. We've got the Hammerman's fleet. So today, make sure you check with your task force, see how much intel they've got before doing these sort of events, because otherwise you're going to be wasting intel. There is a cap on intel. I wish they would raise that cap overall, but that's how it goes. So if your op has already ended, maybe wait until the next operation has started before doing Hammerman attacks. I'll check our intel numbers in a second, because I just said that and then didn't actually check the intel numbers. Let's have a quick look here. So we're at 589, as you can see there. So gonna need to get rid of some intel because 600 is the cap. Gonna sabotage here. Now, for those of you who have never used sabotage before, sabotage picks a random building and destroys it, and it cannot pick the core. So that's where you want to make sure you watch those intel numbers. We can get up to 600 in a 25-person task force, so we'll actually leave a base behind and just use that, because what happens is if you hit that cap, your intel numbers don't add up on this screen. You'll continue to get intel personally, but it won't show up in the stats, and people like those stats. So it's a good idea to leave Hammerman's fleet until a little bit later, perhaps. Once more, with no grenadiers coming up and no cryoneers, so we might actually have a shot at taking down 6. We'll just have to quickly check this out. And definitely, the Hammerman attacks have gotten much harder since they added the new troops. So this doesn't look like a difficult stage based on my quick glance at the numbers, but then in come all of the heavies. Heavies and grenadiers are my 2 least favorite troops when it comes to Hammerman attacks, and I've got to move these buildings out of no man's land because they just drew the troops right past all of my wonderful minefield and right up to the headquarters. So not going to get a chance there. What I'm going to do here is just to save some time. I'm going to spend the last of my diamonds here to get an extra damage amplifier. Damage amplifier on damage amplifier, always a great time. We're going to throw it right in there. Excuse me. Now, I'm going to move my rocket launcher back into range of those damage amplifiers. Hopefully, I can get it in range of both of them. That's not going to work there, so I'm going to move it right into there. Damage amplifier. Let's just double check to make sure that it actually is. So we're getting 112 extra on that one. We are getting only 103 extra on that one. So need to move my damage amplifier slightly to the left and slightly forward. Realistically, probably should throw it right in the middle there. Having a damage amplifier that doesn't damage amplify things isn't super smart. You don't want to damage amp your gold storage. Not great ideas. We're going to move our machine guns right back up front. These buildings, if you weren't here last week, are off to the side in timeout simply because you don't want buildings drawing barrage right in the middle of your fire. So hopefully my damage amplifier aren't hit by a barrage. Let's keep rolling. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to sing that song, but so we're getting a barrage right on that fourth building from the left. We're going to have to move that out of there. Critters to the back aren't a big deal. Flamethrowers taking care of that. Critters on that boom cannon, we're going to move that. So actually, that's not bad, actually. So we could probably leave that there. But that front fourth building, probably the biggest one we need to be concerned with right now. And now all of these buildings are going to pull all of the troops to the left. Hopefully, yep, we're going to get, this is my favorite part of Hammerman attacks. Just watching those troops run through those mines and just get absolutely obliterated. Shock mines helping to make sure that all of the buildings or all of the troops get thrown in underneath the bus at the same time. Don't think we're going to get it, though. Super close, but as you can see there, I've got a couple mines. This one is a little bit too far out. Again, trees getting in the way. Don't really recommend trees from a Hammerman perspective, but I really do like saving the monkeys. That's why I've got those out there. So we're going to move these mines slightly inside a little bit. You want to spread your mines out a little bit so that troops have time to hit a couple of them. At this point, I'm going to move, it was this cannon. So this cannon can come out, this flamethrower can go up, and that should help us a little bit. This cannon's going to come way off to the side as my kids go screaming on by. School is back in session here at the house. Spring break is over. Hopefully you guys are having great times at home. I know that it's starting to get a little bit tiring here having the kids home, but there's no end in sight. So I'm holding on tight and keeping my soundproof headphones on and door closed. So this one, I mean, are we going to... It looks like we might have a better shot this time. So moving that cannon back definitely helped keep those machine guns at the front a little bit healthier. And as you can see, the heavies and things have actually avoided the rocket launchers. Now, Beardaholic was always super awesome at this. He would have like his rocket launchers in the middle of the base and have the troops go around them. I am not going to attempt that because I always screw it up and don't have enough patience for it. So big shout out to Mr. Beardaholic, who always had... He had some fantastic ideas that he built on as far as having the rocket launchers in the middle. Let's see if we can take down stage 7. As you can, and by the way, quick note there, all we really did was move that cannon out of the way. So watching where Hammerman barrages, super important. Just see if you can move buildings out. See if you can move buildings that are being shocked out. Every single time you try again, he shocks the same buildings, throws critters in the same places, and barrages the same place. And artillery and all that other fun stuff. I guess I could have said his GBE is the same every time. So right now, those critters not really doing a heck of a lot. We're going to ignore everything that's happened so far. Barraging on that back flamethrower, not a huge concern so far. I mean, this stage so far is going pretty darn well. Just a matter, oh, there come all of the boats of rifles. So possibly our minefield could save us, but there's a lot of bombardiers back there, so we're not going to have a chance at this. This is going to be one where people are going to struggle. If you got this on your first try with no ice, I would love to hear about it, see your base laid out. But it's not happening for me to start with. So first of all, I'm going to have to make a note to upgrade my mortar. Obviously, I was about to start it right now, but having a building upgrading is not super duper brilliant during the whole Hammerman attacks. I'm not going to point out the Mega Crab stuff quite yet. Let's just have one more look at this just to see if there's anything obvious that I missed while I was watching this. So artillery, that critter bomb not really doing anything our shock launcher could probably be moved forward a little bit just so that it can actually help out. See how it's not quite ranging anything quite yet, hasn't fired yet, so that could be a bit of a problem. But let's just watch this one more time. Now, if we can get forward and get those bombardiers, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my shock launcher forward in the hopes that we can actually get those bombardiers down. So I'm going to move this mortar back to here in range of those flamethrowers. I'm going to actually swap it up so both flamethrowers can get it at the same time because he's throwing critters back there. And then I'm going to move this into here and this into here. I want to get boosted damage amp boom cannons. And I want to get boosted. I want that shock launcher to be as far forward as it can safely be, so that we can hopefully take down those bombardiers. And we'll just give it a couple more tries. Now we're already at, what are we at? I can't see. I've got notifications popping up all over the place, but I'm pretty sure we're already getting into. Okay, we got a little bit of time left. Not bad. I've got a conference call coming up very, very soon, but we should be able to get into this. Hopefully get some of those bombardiers, diddles, whatever the heck you want to call them down. And I just don't think it's going to happen, though. As you can see here, there's just too many riflemen, and we do not have hot pots or flotsoms or microwavers, or and I don't have enough diamonds to get any more prototypes built. This is one of those things where you want to build your prototypes well in advance, and that takes planning, and I am not super great at planning. So if you want more of this sort of content, I would highly recommend and beg and plead you to put code ZMOD in there, which will get me more diamonds, which will allow me to build more prototypes using diamonds and all those sorts of fun things. Realistically, Boom Surprise, not going to do much. SEMO might be useful. Laser, probably without defensive building damage. You know what? What I forgot to mention, check your tribes. Boom, cannon health, not going to do super, but it might be somewhat useful. Cannon damage, also not going to be super useful. So if you have full tokens, full raw crystals, which I don't on this account, somehow, holy, you can tell I did not do crab on this. You might want to throw some back into there, but realistically, it's not going to do a huge amount of help for you. So we're going to do one more attempt. Gonna throw some more things up close and personal with that damage amplifier. It's really, really critical that you get every single building amplified as much as you possibly can. So having blank spaces around this, not super smart. I have been harassed by people on the YouTubes many, many times for that exact reason. Get your buildings nice and tight, max out your damage amplifier so there's no free space around them. And as long as there's not a barrage landing right in the middle of there, it will help you out. So I'm going to get this gold storage out. Having it amped doesn't make sense. And at this point, I think we've got every possible square that could be amped. Let's just get this in here just in case. I don't think that's actually going to pick anything up. No, it's not. So here we go. Now, you'll notice that, one more quick note, sniper towers target flying units. I'm curious if Hammerman will ever bring flying units, because that could be a game changer as well. And he has no GBE restrictions, as you probably noticed. So him dropping 16 rocket choppers would just be a complete and utter mess. We would just get obliterated. So anyways, looks like we're not going to get stage 7 down. I don't have the patience or the time, and I'm not going to subject you to a 4-hour-long video. But nonetheless, hopefully this helps you in some way, some manner, some fashion. As always, thanks for coming in. I'm ZMOD. Just got my butt handed to me by Hammerman, and I shall talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. I'm ZMOD. Peace.